Hello, my name is Musin. Today I'll be presenting one of my favorite language teaching approach, which is LEA, Language Experience Approach. So the LEA is a literacy development method that has long been used for early reading development with first language learners. However, we cannot say that this approach is only suitable for the first language learners because it is a very effective approach for even the second language learners. It combines all four language skills, which are listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And as we know, working on the four language skills side by side aids fluency. A language experience approach lesson is centered around a learner-generated text. The rationale behind this approach is that materials with familiar vocabulary and ideas are more meaningful and accessible than texts found in pre-prepared books. For teachers wanting to work on reading fluency with emergent readers, learner-generated texts are ideal. There are 5 steps for LEA. So the first one is a shared experience. Ideally, the LEA process begins with something the class does together, such as a field trip, an experiment, or other hands-on activity. If this is not possible, a sequence of pictures that tell a story can be used, as can a student describing a sequence of events from real life. The second step is creating the text. After the shared experience takes place, the teacher and students as a group verbally recreate it. Students take turns volunteering information as in a large group discussion. The teacher acts as a funnel for the students' words as she transcribes them onto board in an organized way. She prompts the group by asking questions such as, "What happened next?" She also helps with recall of events if the class gets stuck. The third step is read and revise. The class reads the story aloud together and discusses it. The teacher asks if the students want to make any corrections or additions to the story. Then she marks the changes they suggest and makes further suggestions as needed. The fourth step is read and reread. The final story can be read in a choral or echo style, or both. Students can also read in small groups or pairs, and then individually. Extension is the fifth and the last step. The text can be used for a variety of literacy activities, including some that can be done right away or to be given as a homework. For example, give the story a title and make illustrations for it. Copy the story to take home and read with family. Create comprehension questions to ask a partner. Do phonics work, like find all of the words that start with the letter blah blah blah. Practice sight word recognition. How many times can you find the word XYZ? In conclusion, LEA is a very effective approach, especially for the young learners, because real-life activities connected to the text will be more interesting for the young learners. LEA is a suitable technique for every teacher. Unlike some other approaches, LEA is a very easy way of teaching that can be used even by the unexperienced teachers. LEA doesn't require a big budget. For example, in a technology-based approach, you need certain budget to buy equipment, but in LEA, any kind of activity can be applied as a subject of the lesson. LEA is an interactive approach. So as there are real-life activities connected to the text, learners will find this teaching or learning process more enjoyable. LEA involves students into teaching process. As a part of this approach, teacher will also give control to the students sometimes which makes them a subject of the teaching process. I would like to end my presentation with a short video. So this video is recorded by the state government of Victoria, Australia. You will see that there's a teacher who is applying LEA in the class.
Who can tell me which book we've been reading? Jessie?
The Little Red Hen.
We have been reading The Little Red Hen. And what did the Little Red Hen make? Half?
Bread.
She did make the bread. Did she share it with all the other animals? No. Today, we're going to make bread and we're going to share it with each other. Okay, we're going to mix and combine. Remember, what does the word combine? What do we have to do, Omar?
Put it together.
Good. Put all the ingredients together. That's what combine means. And do you know that the word combine is a special word, has a special name? It's called an action verb. Can you say that? Action verb. Would you like to tip in?
So here we can see that teacher is giving like grammar in the activity. So the students are learning about certain verbs or nouns, adjectives or adverbs in the action, in the activity.
In the salt. And mix. What's Hamza doing when he's mixing? What's he doing with his hands? Let's do that together. Let's mix.
This is also important. Teacher is making students to move their bodies, to use mimics, gestures, makes also the lesson more effective, especially for the young learners.
The dough. So we're going to use the palm and we're going to push down and rock the water.
So after the activity is ended, teacher will start to go in the text writing, let's say writing part.
Is hard. Can you bite? And the salt and the yeast. Ahmed?
Combine them.
Good. We combined them together. So we combined the yeast, the water, the honey and the... There's one more starting with S. Salt. Good. We combine them together. What?
When it's necessary, teacher also gives some help to students to recall the words or activity details.
What did we combine them with? With the flour. So do you think that would be a good sentence to write?
Yeah.
We combined the honey, salt. What sound can you hear at the start?
You.
Well, not you. Yeah. Why? The dry yeast. I just noticed that I left out a word in my sentence which makes sense. Let's just read it again. With the flour to make the dough. What title do you think we should change it to? Title do you...
So here teacher, let's say, make student to involve into teaching process by asking them to find a title themselves.
The title? How to make bread. So do you think we should change the title? Okay, let's change the title. Oh, put up your hand. What title do you think we should change it to? Tiger.
Making bread.
And why do you think we should change it to making bread?
Because we making bread. Because we reading our book. Making bread books today.
That's right. But do our sentence tell us?
No.
That doesn't tell us how we made it. But does it?
Just tell us the ingredients.
It does tell us the ingredients. Does it tell us what we did?
Yes.
It does. Okay, so I think...
The bread and then we ate it.
So after the activity ended, teacher gives also some kind of tasks for students to do in the class or at home. Thank you so much.